Hello and welcome to Nick's Maths. Term 3, Lesson 31, Week 8. And this week we're doing something slightly different. We're doing the origin of numbers. So as part of Cultural Day, what I thought I'd do today is I'd look at the history of numbers and investigate how our number system came to be. So, have you ever thought if we didn't have any numbers that there wouldn't be any mathematics? Well, that's what one of the children asked me the other day. They said, where do numbers come from and why do we use numbers? And so I thought I'd investigate how we use numbers. Do we all have the same number system? Well, no, we don't. How do we get the number system we use today? So I'm going to answer these questions in today's lesson, and then I'm going to get the students to do a small activity around the different number systems throughout history and across the world. So come with me on this journey of investigating numbers. Now, it all started long ago, and we can only imagine that with the cavemen and cavewomen, they might have put notches on bones, or they might have kept skulls, or they might have used the base 20 system, which is down to using all your fingers and toes. So they might have counted that way. It's been recognised that in Indigenous groups across Australia that they had numbers 1, 2 and then many. So they didn't have numbers past 2, they just said there was many. But we are going to look at the origin of our number system and why it came to be. And the number system that we use today is the Hindu-Arabic number system. And it's not the oldest number system in the world by a long stretch. There are number systems far older than the Hindu-Arabic number system. And one of them comes from Ethiopia on the Horn of Africa. And it's the Amharic number system. And here it is. And this is still used today. And this predates the Hindu-Arabic system by a long shot. And I'm going to show you different number systems so you can use them to do the activity that we're doing at the end of this lesson. So this first one is the Amharic number system. Excuse me if I'm saying that incorrectly. And that predates the Hindu-Arabic system, and it's still in use today in places like Eritrea and Ethiopia. Then, of course, what number system do you think they used in Europe before they used the Hindu-Arabic number system? Well, it was the Roman numerals, because the Roman Empire stretched from Scotland in the north of Europe to India, all the way across. I don't think they were in India itself, but they were close to India. But their influence and power was immense, and their number system remained in place pretty much until about the 15th century in Europe. And their number system was called Roman numerals. And here are Roman numerals. And we can see the numbers 1 to 10. And there were limitations around these numbers, especially with the growth of the banking sector and merchants and universities and scholars. The Roman numeral number system became a limited system. And soon people in Europe were looking for a system that could create better systems of currency and in which merchants couldn't easily change the numbers. And that's what they found with the Roman numeral system. It had limitations. Of course, we didn't get the Hindu-Arabic number system as it is today, the way it is presented. We got it initially looking like this. And this comes from the Arabs and it comes from the Phoenicians. And it's very, very fascinating. From a mathematical standpoint, it is immensely fascinating because I never realized, and it's news to me, that the number system was based on angles. And so you can see the number 1 has 1 angle, the number 2 has 2 angles, the number 3 has 3 angles, the number 4, 4, the number 5, 5, the number 6, 6, the number 7, 7, the number 8, 8, the number 9, 9. And as you can see, the Phoenician number system is very similar to the Hindu-Arabic number system that came in around about the 15th century and was a direct result of the explosion of intellectual thinking and enlightenment that accompanied the Renaissance. So universities, banking systems, governments, they wanted a system that they could use to manipulate numbers and to have vaster numbers, greater numbers. And so we got the Hindu-Arabic number system. A base 10 system, which means it's 1 to 10, and it looks like that. And as you can see, it's very close to the Phoenician system, but we've lost the connection with angles that I showed you before. So the Hindu-Arabic number system, which comes from India and the Middle East, and was consolidated by Al-Khwarizmi in what is now Uzbekistan, and was part of the Temple of Wisdom, which was a place where they kept all texts and scripts about wisdom way back 1,000 years ago. But we didn't see the Hindu-Arabic number system appear in Europe until about the 15th century. And even then it was met with a lot of opposition, both religiously and race-based opposition. But we adopted the Hindu-Arabic number system. But it is not the only system in use in the world today. And I'm going to show you a couple of other number systems that are in use across the world. We have the Japanese number system. Here we have it. We have Ichi, Ni, San, Shi-yun, Go, Roku, Nana, Haichi, Kyo, and Jyo. And there are the characters that represent those different numbers. Beautiful looking numbers. I think they used to paint them as well with ink brushes, which makes it all the more exciting to write the numbers. And that was the Japanese number system. The Chinese also have a different number system as well. And then I'm going to show you one last thing to inspire you to create your own number card. And I'll explain what that is once I've finished doing this introduction. This is the Inupiaq or Kaktovik number system. Now you may ask yourself, what is the Kaktovik number system? And it is basically the number system adopted by the Inuits of North America, Alaska, Greenland, around that area. And they did not originally have a number system. And the young people, they developed a number system, and it's not a base 10 number system, it's a base 20 number system. But I've included the numbers 1 to 10. And again, it's based very closely on the Phoenician system. This one, instead of angles, it's strokes. So you can see 1 is 1 stroke, 2 is 2 strokes, 3 is 3 strokes, 4 is 4 strokes, and 5 doesn't follow that pattern, but it does after that. So from 5, you have 1 stroke after that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can use in your activity, creating a number card, any of these number systems. And this is the newest one, the Kaktovik or Inupiaq number system. Japanese number system is relatively new. And then you have the Phoenician number system, which was based on angles, which is a really cool number system. You have Roman numerals, which we see in clocks and still around today. And you have the Amharic number system from Ethiopia. So you choose 2 of those numbers or 3 of those numbers, and you're going to create your own number card. So what? So what you ask is the learning intention for today's lesson. We are learning to understand and apply numbers from different parts of the world. And we'll be able to do that if we can recognize and apply the number. If we can see and apply a number in sequence, so we know where it comes in a number line. And if we can recognize the base system of that number and can make connections between different number systems. So we know 5 in Japanese, and we know 5 in Amharic, and we know 5 in Hindu-Arabic. The likely difficulties: we do not understand the representation, so we might have no connection with that number system because it doesn't look like anything. We are unfamiliar with the characters and we find no connections. So on top of the fact that it has no connections we can make, like the angles or the shape, it might be a representation which is animals or sticks or something like that. And we cannot read and apply our understanding of these numbers to our own number system. So no matter how hard we try, we can't see that 9 is represented in 4 different ways across 4 different number systems. Now you will need a rubber, a pencil, a ruler, some sheets of paper, and colored texters and pencils. The language we are using today: number, one of the natural numbers. Character, a representation of a number. Renaissance, that was a time of great learning and enlightenment in Europe, which started at the late 15th century and went on for a couple of 100 years. Inuits, they're the native people of North America. Indigenous, the native people, the first people there of most places. So our indigenous people are the Aboriginal tribes. Instructions. So watch this video, and if you have any difficulties, just stop and start it, and then you can pick up at a point where you're uncertain. Make sure you look at the different number systems. So I'm holding them up. Roman, Phoenician, Amharic, Inupiaq or Katovik, Japanese, and of course, Hindu-Arabic. And then what you have to do is to create a number card, a cultural number card. And how does that look, you ask yourself? Well, I've done one earlier. Here it is, my number card. So I've done the number 5 in Japanese, which is Go. And I've represented it by 5 katanas, or Japanese samurai swords. And I've done the number 5 in Hindu-Arabic, and I've represented that with 5 cats. So that's my number card. And we can bring the number cards back to school and we can share them with different grades and show them that different number systems exist across the world and how important it is that we have these differences, because it's nice that everything is not the same, not homogeneous, not the same. So once you've done this, ask yourself these questions. Do you understand what the Hindu-Arabic number system is? Explain. Do you think that this is the best number system for us? What was your favorite number system and why? What were some of the difficulties that you think might have arisen from using the Roman numeral system? Once you've done that, please send annotated photos uploaded through Compass. If this is too difficult, write a response or upload a JPEG or a Word document directly to my email. If you have any questions, contact me directly during class, or you can contact me on my email. Stay safe, keep on mathemating,